Welcome back to Sports Econ 101. I'm Edward Brown, your host, along with Vernon Glenn.
Good to be back.
And Bruce McGowan.
Nice to be here.
Yes. And let's see here. Let's get right into this. Now, this is actually going back a couple of weeks, but the Houston Astros game got a 0.0 TV rating.
And not a surprise.
Wow.
Apparently, nobody is watching.
Well, it's a AAA team. They're a joke.
It's a AAA team, but I will say this. After seeing them at the Coliseum recently, I mean, they are headed into the right direction.
They have some good young players.
Yeah.
But it's not ready to really break forth. And I'm glad they're in the American League. I'm glad the National League got rid of them because they were an embarrassment. I mean, the A's are lucky to have them in their division. They really are.
Yeah, and they're hot and cold. I mean, the A's, the A's, they always beat them, and then as soon as they sweep them, they go up and hand it to the Mariners. So I mean, they, hot one day, cold the next.
Yeah.
They're going to get Lance Berkman back.
Oh, geez. Well, is he still playing? He's somewhere, isn't he?
I remember he went to the Yankees, and
Yeah.
then he went to St. Louis.
He was a great player back in the day. I mean, I say back in the day, 4 or 5 years ago, 10 years ago, the guy was good. I mean, he was not Hall of Fame quality.
No. But
Speaking of the Astros, I went over to the Astrodome not too long ago.
Is it still standing?
It's right next door to Reliance Stadium where the Texans play. It looks small. It looks like a planetarium.
Really?
Did you ever go to a game in that place?
No, I didn't go to a game.
Yeah.
No, but it's. That was one of the 8 wonders of the world. Oh,
Yeah.
the Astrodome. It's so
Actually,
big.
I did get to go to one.
Colt 45s played there.
Yeah.
Colt 45s. I went to a 3-game series with the Giants in '93. The Giants swept them. The first time they swept them in something like 10 years. I couldn't believe it.
God, it looks so small next to Reliance Stadium.
It's funny you mentioned '93. That was the year that I went. My brother-in-law was doing diving school down in Houston. So we said, hey, I like baseball. He goes, hey, it turns out, the Mets were playing them. So
diving like half gainer or diving
like
he's 20 fathoms down?
200 feet down.
Wow.
Yeah. In fact, one guy died because he exploded inside of his helmet because of the gas nitrogen thing wasn't working correctly. It's like,
wow,
that's a little scary.
What a way to go!
That's not an image I want to think about.
No, let's get back to sports.
Yeah.
But it was amazing. The fans were like so pleasant.
Yeah.
It didn't matter who you were rooting for. Just a nice, pleasant outing.
Something about a dome stadium. I went to a game up at Montreal, the old stadium there, Stade Olympique, and the fans there were so relaxed and casual.
Well, probably because they're out of the cold.
Yeah.
And like in Houston, they were out of the heat.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, I guess in the Reliance Stadium though, that's not domed.
Doesn't it have a reversible? Though?
It's got a retractable
or
retractable,
roof. I should say.
And that stadium was built primarily for the rodeo.
Really?
Rodeo is huge down there. They got all kinds of hookups for it.
Not primarily for the Oilers, or for the Texans.
Well, they figure the Texans are in there, 10 times a year?
10 times a year, yeah. You got to have some other.
So you got to have a lot of other stuff.
Sure.
And the rodeo, I mean, it's Texas, it's big.
Yeah.
And they probably only need the retractable dome during the first part of the season because that's where it's still pretty hot.
Yeah.
Oh, Houston gets nasty.
Well, I know. I know we probably have some listeners in Houston or from Houston. I'm just not.
We better.
I'm not a big fan of that town. It's a fun place to visit, good restaurants, but I would not want to live in that climate, in that flat, away from the mountains, away from the ocean. But hey, some people love it.
Terrific southwestern food. I'll give them that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
A great place.
Big, wide, flat. Yeah.
You ever been to Papado's? That's a great place.
Papado's.
Papado's, yeah. They have a little thing on the wall that says when you walk in, be careful though, because people have been known to die if they didn't know that they had allergies to oysters or other shellfish. That's a rather sobering thing to read when you walk into a restaurant.
A couple hours away from there is the state capital, Austin, Texas.
Oh,
that's
a nice
town. It's a terrific town.
That is a great town.
Yeah.
You mentioned about the people dying. It's like when people eating blowfish. Right?
Oh.
The Japanese, they know how to do it a special way.
They know how to do it.
It's got to be prepared a certain way. If you prepare it wrong, it's curtains.
It's great.
Wow.
It'll be the last meal you ever eat.
Really, I guess they get the prisoners. What's the last meal you want to eat? A
blowfish.
Yeah.
Wow.
But if I remember going to the one time I was in Houston, it was in May, and the thunderstorms are awesome.
Yeah, I was down there in May also. You must have been about the same time because it was May of '93.
Yeah.
And there were some incredible storms. I remember during the Giants game, you could see the lightning flashes beyond the glass of the dome. Because you remember that kind of translucent dome with, and you couldn't see out of it, but you could see light coming in or going out.
That was really neat.
Yeah, it was wild.
Since we're spitballing, hey, Bruce, what would be your last meal?
Oh, God, that's a good one. I'd have to think about that.
Executioner coming the next day. You can do anything you want.
Well,
what would be your last meal?
I was thinking about having pizza, but I wouldn't want the carbs because they gain too much weight.
I don't know, some kind of Thai food probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I vote for Thai. I love Thai food.
Or green curry, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Not a big curry.
With shrimp, you know. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys heard about the wrestler, the Ultimate Warrior, died at my age, 54.
Wow.
What happened?
Just, I'm guessing too many steroids.
Oh, boy.
It's amazing what that really does to you. Look at what's going on with Arnold. You know, he's got the kidney problems, and you know, it's kind of scary with those steroid food.
I'll say this about pro wrestling. Man, I mean, I know a lot of it is choreographed, but I mean, you have to be an athlete. You got to be in great shape, a great athlete, be able to take a fall.
Oh, yeah.
And damn, it is entertaining. My middle son is all caught up into it now. He likes that Monday Night Raw.
Well, we used to have, you know, here in the Bay Area, back in the 60s, we used to have a local TV show and the local wrestlers, and it was a studio thing. There were maybe 20 people watching. And my brother and I, after the show was over, we'd wrestle each other and try to put
Boston Crab.
You know, remember Bearcat Wright, Ray Stevens, and Pepper Gomez, guys like that.
Rocky Johnson, who was Dwayne Johnson's father.
There you go.
When
I was growing up, it was guys like Wahoo McDaniels, Black Jack Mulligan, of course, Ric Flair.
I loved Haystack Calhoun.
Haystack Calhoun would just sit on you and you'd die because he'd just crush you.
He was like the giant before Andre the Giant.
600 pounds, I guess?
That's what they said. He kind of looked like it. Kind of amazing. Well, in fact, we had a manager on.
That's right. Yeah, that's a while ago.
He was talking about all the fun wrestlers there. Let's see. Okay, what do you think about the new Major League protective hats for pitchers? You see those?
Never going to happen.
Really?
Well, the problem is it weighs too much. It throws the kind of balance that you have to have off. And you know how, I mean, the chances of getting hit with the ball in the head are pretty small to begin with, and it's not going to protect you if you get hit in the face. It's only going to protect you if you get hit in the head.
Or it looked like on the side.
I just don't think it's going to happen. It's I don't know. What do you think, Vern?
I do notice that on those line drive comebackers that a pitcher has to field, a lot of these guys are turning sideways when they put the glove out.
Yeah.
So and these things, you know, they protect your temple because I mean you hit there, again it's curtained. But I think players are creatures of habit. They all have their own routine, and especially pitchers, to just throw one, okay, wear this. I mean, I think they'd have to wear it for a long time, wear it in the off-season, test it out, and just kind of get used to it as just like another just piece of equipment before I think it would be widely accepted.
Well, you know, it's interesting you bring this up because about 50 years ago, early 1960s, they instituted the helmet rule. And I think it actually might have been instituted earlier. And it was an optional rule. And you used to wear a liner. And it wasn't the kind of, and I remember in Little League, we used to wear these little liners. They weren't really that protective. And Willie Mays, I remember, didn't wear a helmet, a batting helmet, or any kind of liner until 1962.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe you should make it like the NHL, you know, where it's, optional to have little
glass
visor, glass thing,
Well, and the NHL didn't have it until the 60s. I think Bill Masterson, who was the forward for the Minnesota Stars, they were called then before they moved to Dallas, he got killed. His head hit the ice, and that was what kind of started the push to have the protective helmets.
And was it Gordie Howe or somebody else who was like allowed to be grandfathered in?
Actually, there were a number. Doug Wilson.
Doug Wilson, general manager of the Sharks.
He was
one of the last guys to play without wearing a helmet.
Early 1990s.
And then guys, coaches at third base, for some reason some of them don't even have the flap on the right side.
I know. Well, that's because that minor league coach that got killed a couple of years ago. He got hit with a line drive, wasn't watching. Well, maybe he was watching. He just moved right into it. Yeah.
Okay, guys, we're going to go to our first commercial break. Here's the trivia question. Again, the theme is mixed sports trivia. Right? Okay. Which driver won the Indy 500 4 times? 1970, 71, 78, and 87. So you had back-to-back 70, 71, and 78, and 87. The first 3 emails with the correct answer win a free 3-day, 2-night stay at the Lighthouse Resort. Email edward@sportsecon101.com. The answer to this question: which driver won the Indy 500 4 times? 1970, 71, 78, and 87. And you will have heard of this driver.
Oh, I'm sure.
I didn't pick some obscure guy.
I may have an idea. I think I have an idea.
Don't say yet. Okay.
One,
don't touch that dial. Sports Econ 101 will be right back. Darren's supposed to call me on Thursday to let me know more stations that we're getting on, and then also to see if we can like get our own Sirius XM, show.
Great.
Oh, if we were Sirius XM, we could curse.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you ever hear Sirius Satellite Radio? Oh, my
yeah.
God. Anything goes.
Unfiltered.
Oh, my God.
Pure organic.
But if we do the same show, though, how do they do it?
You should call it organic radio.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Good news.
Yeah, it's we'll see. 'Cause do you know that May 5th will have been on for a year?
Is that right?
No shit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Really?
Well, I remember because I helped
Wow.
out Ron Barr for about a month, and then Darren told me, said, I've got this guy where Brian was looking to, he's got burning and he needs another guy to help him out. So I can't believe it's gone by that fast.
A year. Gosh, we need to have like a
celebration.
We need to have we need to have a celebratory year show.
I still haven't used my trade dollars. I gotta pile them all up.
Pile them up. Hey, they don't
collect to.
They don't expire.
I think
you may finally use them.
Well, for the things we need the most, can't use them.
Yeah.
Tires, plumbing.
Yeah.
It just sounds like it.
Sometimes there's a plumber on there. You might
Nah.
Well, most of the stuff is outside the area, but there are
I guess some businesses maybe come and go. You know?
Yeah, most
you should.
We're looking at one. Nick's got to have some bridge work done, so we're looking at one. Out there.
You should look into that. I talked to the woman who owns it. I'm not sure if she still has it on the thing there, but she owns the condo in Molokai. It's really nice. It's not super fancy, but it's very nice, and it's on the beach. And I want to do. I told Colette, I said, if we can get that, let's do it. Yeah. Because then we just have to pay for our flight.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be all.
Yeah. Go over there for a week and just hang out. Molokai's real nice. It's very laid back.
Yes.
Extremely laid back.
I don't think the levers are.
If you think Kauai is laid back, Molokai times 2. Yeah, but it's nice.
To the point where the kids will like.
They'll get
they'll have a good time.
Okay, really?
They will.
No,
but I mean, you can do a lot of surfing, you can do snorkeling, you can do hiking. Kahalule, yeah. There's not a whole lot going on in town there.
You know why I did that, right? That's they used to practice bombing.
Oh, that's right. That little island off of Molokini.
Molokini.
Yeah. That's where they used to do that.
I remember the first time we went to Maui too, but actually it was my honeymoon, and you could hear.
Where were you guys staying?
We stayed to Kanapali Beach.
Oh yeah, that's where most people stay. That's right. It's the easiest, most convenient.
It's right there.
Near Lahaina.
The West End and the Hyatt.
Have you been to Hawaii much for?
Went there for a wedding. I was there for a 2-day layover.
Nice.
And we went for a family vacation.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
There's
a lot of work. His kids were really young at the time.
When they're young, it's not. You got to get them about 8 or 9 at least.
That's why, like when we did the cruise,
like
all these people have these kids and stuff, and it's like,
I
just get the kid back and get out of the pool. This is adults only.
We haven't done any major vacations out of the area with Molly, but now I think she's at that age where we can.
At 8 years old.
She'll be 9 next year.
Next year. We may try to actually go to Hawaii with another family.
That would be good, but seriously, if you do a cruise, the nice thing is that it's safe. Kids, you just let them run around. They've got teen places.
Yeah, here's some of those cruises are so good that kids are just good. You just won't even see them.
Yeah. Just meet us for dinner.
How old are your boys now?
9, 13, and 15.
Wow.
Perfect. They'll all have a good time. Because that's the problem. You get some stuff where the 15-year-old goes, hard like that. You get that a lot, but not on a cruise.
I think boys are easier to handle when they're older. Girls earlier when it's because girls go through puberty. They go through all these highs and lows and the whole thing. I know more than mom, and they get in trouble because of.
Sarah's a really good kid.
Yeah.
But even once in a while, I can see just a little bit.
How old is she?
Drama. She's 16 and a half.
And how old's your son?
22.
So they're about the same maturity level.
Yeah. No, she's still more.
Really? I went over to Edward's house one time, and Sarah was there, and Edward was trying to. Edward had an outdoor project going. Something was happening. Something was happening, and Sarah just did not want any. I mean, you could just did not say a word. She was pissed. That she had to do this yard.
I can barely get her to do it. Christian, on the other hand, hey Dad, let's do something in the backyard. Even if it's sweeping, he loves to just.
He's 22, you say?
22.
So is he going to?
He's finishing up at Chapman.
That's right.
And he's got a job all lined up.
Wow.
Ready to go.
Yeah, it's one good thing about in this day and age, the job market's not great, but for young people, because they don't pay a lot, and of course they didn't pay a lot when we were kids either, there's more opportunities.
But that rascal, though, with his benefit package, he started in salaries like $55,000.
Yeah, that's great.
And it's getting at least another $20,000 in
That's
benefits.
great. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Well, he's worked hard. You know, what's he going to do?
You get your medical and dental covered.
Yeah.
Bam.
You know, the thing is, you don't need it at that age, though. You don't need you really don't
True.
need any medical until you're in your 40s.
No, but all the other stuff, the 401k.
Oh, that's great. Yeah,
that's great.
It is.
Okay.
I'm very grateful I had it all those years.
Yeah.
But I put in the Social Security.
They got a premium about to pay.
Oh, is that right?
$807.
Do you have to play SAG also, the Screen Actors Guild? Because I always have to pay.
Yeah. Well, it's all rolled into one now.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
SAG after.
Oh,
Yeah.
union dues.
Yeah. I don't pay much. It's maybe because I only make about $22,000 at KGO, so it's only I pay maybe $1,000.
All right.
They want to try to cut the salaries, the hourly but they're not going to be able to do it. Cumulus wants to do that. They want to cut the salaries by half, and the union is just the union's really strong in the Bay Area, so it just won't happen. But,
yeah, because they came in and they bought out.
well, their overhead at KGO is probably 4 times as high as KMBR because they have 4 times as many people, and they're also twice as many people, and they're also paying. Even though there's several guys making big bucks at KMBR, there's only like 5 of them that make a lot of money. Everybody at KGO who works full time is making 6 figures or right about it or just below it, unless they've been hired under the new company.
And still, what are they? They still try to be like KCBS.
Well, they figured they blew up the all talk format, and this is what they're trying to do. It's not going to work. They have good people.
It actually helped my other radio show.
Yeah.
Because we ended up getting like all those. Everyone left there except for Ron Owens. They're now at KKSF, and my show follows Dining Around, which is a popular show.
Now they're only getting a 2 share. Now, KGO's get about 20th in the market. The game is getting a 1 share. They're 25th in the market. Yeah. KMBR is about a 4.8, and KCBS is about a 6.5. So KQED is number 2. I think they're a 5.8, 5.9. Yeah, it's interesting.
You guys ready?
Yes. No idea about this.
Welcome back to Sports Econ 101. I'm Edward Brown, your host, along with Vern Glenn.
Bing, bing, the bell ring. Where you at?
I don't know what to say after that.
And Bruce McGowan. Okay, when we cut to the first commercial break, we asked this trivia question. Again, the theme is mixed sports trivia. Which driver won the Indy 500 4 times? 1970, 71, 78, and 87.
He was one of those guys that lasted a long time, obviously.
Yeah.
But I'm just stumped. What do you have, Vern?
My guess is A.J. Floyd.
That's what I was going to say.
That would have been a good guess, but it's wrong.
Oh.
Al Unser.
Al Unser,
yeah.
of course.
And his brother won it once or
Bobby
twice.
Unser, yeah.
That's right. Now they have kids.
Did Al Unser Jr. win one?
He may have. That's a great racing family. That's the thing I love about racing. It's almost like royalty.
It's like the circus.
Yeah.
You just kind of
circus.
Families upon families do it.
Oh my gosh.
The Earnhardts.
Yeah. There you go.
Let's see. Let's move on here to the Golden State Warriors.
Okay, the Dubs.
Yeah, yes, they.
The Dubs.
Well, first of all, let's talk about a little bit about the contract.
Mark Jackson going to stick around? No matter what happens?
If he doesn't stick around, that is the stupidest move. And it was interesting. Jeff Van Gundy on TNT the other day brought it up during the game. He said, "I cannot believe that they're even talking about this." But there must be something going on behind the scenes. A personality.
I wonder if the Knicks are waiting to see.
They'd love to get
what will happen.
They'd love to get him.
Because if the Dubs cut him loose, I mean, it just seems an automatic. He should coach the Knicks.
But we talked about this earlier, didn't we? That if he loses in this first round, he almost has to build an excuse because Andrew Bogut is not available. That cuts back their rebounding.
Takes away their whole inside game.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a huge playground for Blake Griffin.
So he's got an excuse. But if they win, there's no way they can fire him because they're overachieved. So
you can't.
He's in a win-win position. And regardless of whether he gets fired or cut loose or whatever, he's in a win position because he can go to New York or he can stay there and be the toast of the town.
Yeah, he won't be out of work long.
No.
If he leaves Golden State. I mean, heaven help the guy that follows the guy.
The Warrior fans would revolt. I guarantee.
Well, they wouldn't revolt. I mean, if they win, I mean that takes that's the ultimate deodorant.
Sure.
You know, but
the ultimate deodorant.
That's true. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Cover up that ugly smell of the last 20 years. You know,
That's right.
One playoff berth in 16 years or 17 years.
It's one of Ronnie Lott's
Or
great
3.
quotes.
2.
Winning is the greatest dealer.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Ronnie Lott. What's he up to these days, Vernon?
Yeah, just a businessman, just making money hand over fist and just managing money. He's always out of. God, he's always traveling.
Is he?
He's always out of. He's in Russia. He's globetrotting. Is
he a venture capitalist or something?
Venture? Yes, he's a VC. Does a hell of a lot of fundraising. A lot of it, and
good guy.
just keeps himself busy, man. A lot of these guys who Eddie DeBartolo made millionaires.
Oh yeah.
Instead of just counting their money and watching the grass go, they just keep on moving. Steve Young, I mean, just go all the way down the line. They're always.
And yet there are a couple of them that have had some problems financially. I mean, Brent Jones and Dwight Clark, who are on the rebound now, but I mean, even they, who are having some problems, have always historically done very well.
HRC Capital when that whenever, yeah.
Ronnie didn't claim disability when he lost half the pinky, did he?
No.
That's
a great story.
He's a real man.
People may not know about this. Ronnie Lott had what was it, a pinky finger, Vern?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like mangled and a hit during a game. Comes to the sidelines, barely hanging on, and they just cut it off.
Yeah, well, they said, hey, if you want to play anymore, it's going to have to come off. And he said, cut it off.
Cut it off then.
Yeah, cut it off. And they did.
And he kept playing.
He was tough.
That's a tough guy right there.
Oh,
bro.
Well, yeah, but he had to at least go into the locker room to get stitches.
Well, yeah, I think was it literally during a game they cut it off?
During a game.
No, they didn't cut off during the game.
During a game.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I believe so.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what makes it so spectacular.
Wow. I didn't know that. I knew.
I heard.
If it happened to me, I'd be crying, Bobby.
I'm sure you got plenty of Novocaine in that hand. Ouch.
No, they just gave him a bullet to bite on.
Oh yeah.
Wait, I heard that he got it mangled. And then it was only like after.
It's only. I mean, it's only like just.
It's a small.
Just below the.
Yeah, but how did he get that mangled?
I probably got caught in the grill of a helmet.
Could have been a helmet. The helmet hit. His finger got caught in there. I mean, a lot of gang tackling in there, man. At high rates of speed.
I wonder how healthy he is. I mean, he delivered some pain, but he certainly had to be on the receiving end of
I don't see. I see him. I see him a lot. I don't see him walking with a limp or anything like that. I don't see a grimace when he gets up from a chair.
What is it? What is he? 6'2", 240?
No, not 240, but 220.
I know he slimmed down.
He slimmed down, but he was about 220.
I mean, the thing is that's not that much.
Well, no, but you remember in those days. I mean, I say those days, the 1980s. I mean, you didn't have to be a He-Man to play the game. There were lots of big guys that played.
And he had upper body strength, and so he hit with such force.
People, like the assassin Jack Tatum.
Tatum, but Jack Tatum, boy, he died young. He died a few years ago. It's very sad.
And today's Jack Tatum is Dante Whitner or Hittner, as he likes to go on.
Or how about that kid Shane Scove who's graduating from Stanford? That guy delivers some hits. He's good.
Or Clowney is more in the front.
And Shane Scove's agent, a former visitor to the show, Steve
Baker. Oh, there you go.
We'll definitely have to have Steve on again.
You know, Shane Scove learned how to play football while growing up in Mexico.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting story.
Yeah.
Wow.
Football in Mexico?
Yeah.
So, typical baseball?
Boy, he is a tough dude, though. I mean, you would not want to get in his way.
And he's got a brother still at Stanford playing.
That's right. They're going to be good this year again.
Well, we were originally starting with talking about the Warriors here.
Yes.
That they've abandoned their plan to go to Piers 30 to 32, which for those of you who don't know,
I was at that press conference. And they handed out little 2017 pens, and that was a big thing. They brought Ahmad Rashad. I'm still trying to figure out why.
What was that all about?
Yeah, I think he was David Stern's boy at the time.
Oh, okay.
And so there was a whole dog and pony show over the top right at Pier 30. 32 and
is he still married to Felicia?
No.
The Cosby Show?
No.
Aww.
No. But they looked at the cost of fixing that pier and it was double the projected cost of it.
Well, building a facility of that size along a waterfront when you're building on top of mud and it's an unsettled area and you're talking about near an earthquake zone. I mean, come on, that's got to. For the Giants to build the ballpark that they built, which a lot of it is built on bay fill, they had to sink the piers down something like, 40, 50 feet.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
One of the big problems, too, was the fact that there were a lot of people who were opposing a 125-foot high arena near the Embarcadero.
Oh, because of the view.
Views, traffic concern, which, definitely you could see some traffic problems.
You could, but the thing is, the idea is that you bring people over with ferries, and you have mass
Giant
transit. I
field.
mean, it hasn't been. Everybody complained about, it's going to be a terrible problem when they build a stadium in downtown San Francisco. It hasn't been a problem. Has not been a problem. I mean, there's been some traffic, yes, but compared to what we thought it was going to be, I mean,
Plus, you get a lot more fans there.
well, and more than half the people that show up on mass transit.
Well, apparently the Warriors went ahead and they did buy land from Salesforce.com close to Mission Rock, which is closer to AT&T Park.
Yeah, a little closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, give the national audience a kind of a view of, because a lot of people don't know San Francisco.
Well, it's on the east side of town, and it's downtown San Francisco. Most of the city area is on the east part of the town, and much of it is built on landfill, and it's just not very stable. So you build down there, and you get any building that goes up there, you have to sink piers, as I said before, 50, 60 feet down under the ground.
Well, this is so smart because, first of all, they own this piece versus leasing from the port of San Francisco.
Oh yeah.
And it's like the arena is going to be entirely privately financed, a rare instant in the modern sports venue.
That's the way it's going to. That's the way it's going to happen from here on.
So that means that's a lot of fundraisers. That's a lot of backslapping, a lot of handshakes,
a lot of deals.
Oh, yeah. A lot of deals cut.
Yeah.
They say the only downside is that they won't have the iconic feel and stunning views of the Bay Bridge. But it's like, come on, when you're in basketball stadium, you're not watching the views, you're watching basketball.
Well, isn't that the trend these days in these major towns to build these sports and entertainment complexes that are close to other sports venues? So it'll be one big giant
sports village.
Exactly.
Well, and I hate to get political about this, but we live in the new Gilded Age where there is more venture capital and fewer number, but it's more concentrated wealth, and people who want to spend the money, if they have it. The big wheels, the modern day Rockefellers and Andrew Carnegies of today, the J.P. Morgans of today, they have it, and they're willing to spend it if they can make some money off it.
I would love to have somebody call in one show just to tell us what it's like to ask for a big check. And I'm not talking about
$500 million.
I'm not talking about 50 grand, 100 grand. I mean, to really wine and dine somebody and really say, hey, look, we need a check for for $100 million.
Yeah, $100 million. Yeah.
And then hear from the guy or the group that has to cut that check without sweating.
Yeah.
Who doesn't sweat for $100 million?
It's all relative, though.
This is not necessarily a sports thing, but I got to tell you a story based on that. A cousin of mine was kind of high up at a venture capital firm, and he was representing the buyer of some kind of biotech type company. And the negotiations were getting kind of heated and kind of close. And finally, he takes his client aside and he says, "Look, stop being so cheap and add an extra $100 million to your offer."
Wow!
Because you're talking a few billion.
Wow!
Yeah.
So it was only percentage-wise, it wasn't so big. But
well, there's a lot of ego going on too with these guys. I mean, again, relating back to the Warriors and Lacob, the owner Joe Lacob's little tete-a-tete with Mark Jackson, whatever it is, it's probably an ego thing. It probably is. Because Mark Jackson's kind of he likes things his way. He's already got rid of two of his assistants. He demoted one and fired the other. And you know that even though the players love him, there's going to be there's probably some fur that's kind of out of whack.
I wonder what it's like to coach a team and then looking just directly across the court from you, and your boss is eyeballing the whole game. I mean,
I tell him to sit the other side.
Well, I was watching.
But I mean, he's guy's got courtside seats. He's an owner.
I was watching the game the other day.
But every timeout, every call every play he looks over, and he's just looking at you.
Well, it depends on if he's like a George Steinbrenner type guy.
I don't think Lacob's that kind of guy. But I was watching the game. Okay. I don't know anything.
Hold that thought.
Okay.
Cut to a break. Okay, we got a soccer question. In 1999, which English soccer team won its 9th FA Cup? First 2 emails win a free 3-day, 2-night stay at the Lighthouse Resort with the correct answer. Email edward@sportsecon101.com the answer to this question. In 1999, which English soccer team won its 9th FA Cup? And you've heard of this team. Don't touch that dial. Sports Econ 101 will be right back.
I think he's a mercurial owner, man.
I wouldn't probably right.
I wouldn't want to work for him.
During that first game, I was noticing when they were down early in that first game. Remember, they fell behind 11-1. Jackson was standing up. I saw Lacob sitting behind him. He had this sour look on his face. I mean, he was right behind him. I'm thinking, God, there's a guy literally looking over the coach's shoulder.
God, I would hate that.
Yeah. Now, is Mark Cuban like that too?
You know, Mark
He's in
Cuban
every game, but I
think he's got a big ego, but I think he's a little more laid back.
Yeah, I think he lets the basketball people make the basketball decision. But Joe, Joe plays pickup games all the 3-4 times a week. I mean, he thinks he knows.
Yeah. Joe's got much bigger ego. He likes to hang out with a Hollywood hoi polloi. Yeah. I guess last night that some, B-list celebrity came by with wearing one of those stylish pork pie hats, and he was engrossed in a conversation with Myers and Gruber. And this guy comes along, he just breaks away from that. Gets up and shakes his hand. So he's used to hanging out with that.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't be a good owner myself because I think I would be like, what are you doing? Get that guy in there. Get him out.
Of course. Well, I think that's human nature. It's your money. It's your team.
Yeah.
Really, yeah.
Okay.
You were gonna finish off with a comment on that?
Oh yeah.
We're talking about
I just mentioned something.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Well, welcome back to Sports Econ 101. Again, I'm Edward Brown, your host, along with Vernon.
Hey.
Albert. No.
Albert. Yeah. Bill Cosby.
Yes. Bruce McGowan.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, second trivia question. 1999, which English soccer team won its 9th FA Cup?
Chelsea?
Nope.
Man United?
Yes. Manchester United.
There you go.
Very good.
All right.
Okay, so we were talking about if you were the owner of a team.
Yeah, I just was mentioning to you guys, and Vernon was talking about this, and it didn't surprise me in light of what Vernon was saying about Lega, because you probably know a little bit more about him than I do, but I noticed in game one, the Warriors won, they were losing early, and Jackson's standing up in front of the bench, and the TV shot has a full frontal of Jackson, and right behind him, over his left shoulder, literally, is Joe Lacob with this sour, disdainful, disgusted look in his face, and I'm thinking, literally, the guy's looking over his shoulder. That can't be fun.
No, I mean, to be essentially working for your supper, and the guy you answer to is he's just eyeballing you, just watching every move. I had an
experience like that in radio once, where I was on the air. One of the first times I was on the air was on a radio network, and my boss was literally looking through the glass at me, glaring at me to make sure that I did it right. I mean, and I was 28 years old at the time. That was not the way to foster confidence.
Wouldn't you have loved to have been a fly on the wall between Billy Martin and Steinbrenner?
Oh,
fired,
and then get Reggie in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Those three. Remember what Reggie said about him? Reggie said one's a criminal and the other's convicted, or something like that. Or one of them's. He was talking. No, maybe it was Billy talking about Steinbrenner and Reggie. I don't know. Those three guys were like a little troika.
But somehow between the lines, the damn thing worked.
That's true.
And the Yankees atop the AL East again.
Yeah. I covered the last year Reggie was there, and they lost to the Dodgers badly in the 6th game of the World Series. And George his PR guys printed out an apology, and they passed it around in the clubhouse after the game. And Reggie got a hold of it. Somebody handed it to him. He goes, "Oh, George. Oh, what are you doing?" He's talking to all the media. George. And of course, Reggie was gone he went to LA and played for the Angels after that. But that's George Steinbrenner for you.
I actually talked to a single woman the other day who said she would not date Derek Jeter. I was shocked.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's dating Derek Jeter? Is it still Hannah Davis of SI? The Sports Illustrated swimsuit gal? I think it is.
Wait, did she say why? For his kind of money, I'd date him.
She did.
He seems like a nice guy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe she just doesn't like the spotlight.
Maybe he's got too high a moral.
I just figured he was a George Clooney type, where everybody wanted him. She likes hockey players, though.
Oh, there you go. Hockey players are real popular with the women. And you see more women fans at hockey games than any other sport.
I have not seen a bad-looking woman with a hockey player, I must admit.
Oh, they
They a lot of bad-looking men hockey players.
Oh,
half the teeth missing.
Half the teeth missing.
I think
which goes to show you, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, they don't into looks. They're into the personality.
Sure,
and the money doesn't hurt.
Yeah. Just look at Beauty and the Beast.
That's right. Well, I think, didn't you mention before that you think maybe one of the reasons is because they're so graceful on the ice?
I think that's part of it. I think Vernon might have mentioned that.
I just think they're big and just so full of rage, and then off the ice they're so calm, almost flatline.
Yeah. Although hockey players, I went to the University of Denver, which is a hockey school, and I can tell you from firsthand experience, because I did the play-by-play on the campus station and went out with a few of these guys partying once in a while. These guys, these are 19, 20-year-old kids from Canada and northern United States, Michigan, Minnesota. they knew how to party, and some of them got in a little trouble once in a while. Nothing serious, but
wait,
yeah.
so you did play-by-play for hockey?
Just on the campus radio station. Yeah, I knew nothing about the sport, but
oh my God, I would think that'd be the hardest sport.
It is.
Guy's got the puck. No, he doesn't. Give it to the other guy.
Okay, but the guys you hear that do it, I mean, they're awfully good.
Yeah,
they're really good.
Football is tough to do. I did football play-by-play on the radio. That's very tough because you have 22 players. You have to identify, and the whole thing is to try to fool the other team into thinking that so-and-so's got the ball and it's actually going over here, and that's a tough one. But hockey, I think, is even more difficult.
Yeah. The NBA too is pretty tough.
Actually, the NBA I think is the easiest, to be honest, because
baseball's easiest.
No, NBA because you only have 10 players, and it's fast moving, but you can identify the players so easily.
I want a woman to call in the show and explain to me what the attraction is.
Hockey. Well,
I want to know.
Earlier, you said that the grace.
Edward, we got to get a ladies line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or just email.
The grace
Edward
on
at sportsecon101.com.
I just want to know what moves your needle, ladies.
It's dancing on the ice. I mean, it's a different form of dancing. Yeah.
Very good. In fact, speaking of hockey, Vern, you had to say about the San Jose Sharks scoring 13 goals in 2 playoff games versus the Kings.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, I just wonder what Jonathan Quick was even.
Were you at either of those games? I went to game 1, and Jonathan Quick is one of the best goalies, if not the best goalie in the NHL. He looked like a chump. He couldn't stop anything. Of course, a lot of those shots were high, and he was having problems. He just was misjudging them.
Well, when he gave up 5 goals in game 1, I'm like, oh, well, that'll never happen again.
No.
And it did. He gave up 7 the next day.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
They pulled him in game 1.
Yeah.
That's probably because he was partying with the girls last night. The night before.
Shouldn't be doing that on the eve of the playoffs.
I full well expect the Kings to respond once they play at home.
They'll come back, but they're not going to win that series.
Remember the Burgess Meredith and Rocky? Where he said, women weaken knees.
Yeah, that was funny.
That is true.
Yeah. One of the great characters in sports movies, Burgess Meredith. Really, that was towards the end of his career too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Oh, he was great.
Yeah. I got to
chicken Jason.
Yeah. No. Women weaken knees. That's right. Yeah.
My favorite line is when he's talking about Clubber Lang and Rocky thinks he can beat him.
That's Mr. T, by the way,
Mr.
right?
T, yeah.
Yeah.
And Burgess Meredith Mickey tells him, he goes, you can't win. He goes, this guy, he's a wrecking machine. He'll knock you in tomorrow. That's not bad.
Not bad.
That's pretty good.
They can do their remake.
There you go. You have to do a little penguin in there.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. He was the penguin.
That's right. Batman.
He was also in Mice and Men.
That's right.
He was not George, but
the other guy.
George. No, he was George.
Okay.
Okay. George Weiss.
I was going to say the other guy. Who was the
Lenny.
other guy? Lenny.
Who was Lon Chaney Jr.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I remember that.
Very
Great movie.
good.
Not bad.
You've got some.
This is my Alzheimer's coming.
Every time I hear Lon Chaney's name, I remember one of the first few times I was ever on the air. This is, I'm working in a small market where you can, you just kind of cutting your teeth and you make a mistake and you just
brush it off.
move on. Yeah.
Brush it off. And Jr., not Lon Chaney, probably.
So I'm voicing over highlights and the
Richmond, Virginia, right?
It was Richmond, Virginia. I was doing it was a Houston Rockets game. The coach was Don Chaney.
Oh yeah.
And instead of Don Chaney, I said Lon
Chaney. Well, at least you didn't say Lon Chaney Jr.
Yeah,
that would have really
that would have been tough.
Because Don Chaney, or Lon Chaney, that's a
does he look like a hunchback in Notre Dame?
Yeah, but
Man with 1,000 faces.
His dad, the original Lon Chaney, who was a silent movie artist, the original Phantom of the Opera, that guy was terrific. He died when he was only like 40 of throat cancer. Yeah.
Wow.
And his son carried on pretty well for him. Anyway, we're getting off on a tangent.
That's okay. No, it's fun.
Didn't they get Humphrey Bogart throat cancer?
Yeah, they did. He was 52.
Oh, that's smoking.
Did I get Babe Ruth?
Got
Babe
Ruth.
Oh, yeah.
About the same age.
Wow.
73.
In 1948.
Yeah.
I remember that. Oh, I mean, I wasn't there.
I remember that.
You remember that.
Okay.
Oh, we know something about you now.
I was there.
You were there. You were
I'm older than I look. Okay. Fun story here. Austin Anderson hits a walk-off homer after a pitcher tried to intentionally walk him.
Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't remember. Now, when did this happen?
A few weeks ago.
Wow.
It's just kind of one of those fun stories. I watched the YouTube video. So, it's supposed to be an intentional walk. Pitch comes a little inside and smacks it for a walk-off homer.
Funny.
So that reminded me of a couple of things. You guys ever see the movie Bad News Bears?
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Okay. he didn't hit a homer, but it was the same sort of thing. It was supposed to be intentional walk, and he reaches out
and smacks it. Yeah.
Okay, it also reminded me how the Giants won a game one time on an intentional walk when the pitcher threw it wide. Did you ever see that?
I do remember that.
So here, guys, it's supposed to be,
Yeah.
there's a guy at second base. They go, okay, well, or second and third, we'll load the bases, and then we'll get the next guy. And like ball 3 was thrown so far outside that the guy from home, the runner from third, ran home and scored a winning run.
I
remember the Giants once when Barry Bonds. This is 1999. Was just really embarking on that great run. Yeah. The other team, I think it was the Arizona Diamondbacks. I believe it was the Diamondbacks, walked him, and with the bases loaded, to walk in a run, so they could get to Brent Maine, and Brent Maine grounded out, and they stayed in front of the game. They did not want to face Bonds with 2 men out, or with the bases loaded. They'd rather walk him and take their chances with the next guy, and allow a run to score and move the winning run to second base. How about that?
That's pretty amazing. Yeah, I was going to say, you have to do it in certain situations, but also, do you guys remember the World Series with the A's and the Reds?
Oh, yeah. 1990.
Covered that.
No. I'm talking about the 70s.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the one in 72. Yeah.
And there was a situation where it was like Rollie Fingers is pitching.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and Gene Tennis is the catcher.
Sticks the glove out for ball 4.
Exactly, because what happened was the runner, I think, stole second. So they talked on the mound and they go, let's just intentionally walk. So they goes ahead and does ball 2, ball 3 for intentional walk. But there were 2 strikes already on the bench, and so they do the intentional walk for 4. But at the last minute, Gene Tennis gets back into the crouch.
That's right.
And bench is just standing there watching, assuming it's going to be ball 4, and boom, strike 3 call.
And he went right to the bench. He was so embarrassed. You ask Johnny Bench about that. Ask him about that. In this day and age, he'll tell you that was one of the most embarrassing moments of his career. Even though it wasn't, how can you say it's his fault? I mean, they just pulled.
You always have to be ready. You always have to be ready.
It's like the quarterback going, "Hey, Spike, we're gonna spike, we're gonna spike," and then lost for a touchdown.
Can you imagine being a quarterback or let's say if you're one of the linemen, you only get snagged once on that. Or, let's say quarterback running out of bounds, and then at the last minute you decide not to run out, and you let him go, because, you don't want to have the late hit man. That quarterback, he's going to get it the next time. You got to figure it's going to be hard. Okay, let's see. What else do we got here? The A's on a shoestring budget have the best record in the American League. What's going on?
Isn't that amazing?
Well, they've created a culture of winning. I think it's partly Billy Beane and partly Bob Melvin.
Beat the Astros all the time.
Yeah, it does. It does help. I mean, he got off a great start. But look, they're missing Jared Parker. They're missing A.J. Griffin. Cespedes, their Cuban slugger, was out for a while. Coco Crisp was out. They just have a culture of winning. They have a lot of guys that play below the radar that are very good, like Jed Lowry and Donaldson and Reddick, who's been struggling. But
Brandon Moss.
Yeah. How about the catching duo, too? They got 2 catchers that are sound. It's just a smart, fundamentally sound team.
One last thing before we cut to our last break. The LPGA in the Bay Area. Coming this week. Lake Merced.
The swinging skirts.
That's what they're calling them. That's no joke.
Is that a little sexist? Or,
you gotta. The thing is, LPGA has to sell, sex appeal, just like tennis. So you got Paula Creamer, you got Michelle Wee. Who else is going to be out there?
15 of the top 16 players in the world.
Is it Natalie? Is it Golbus?
Natalie Golbus,
Golbus is out there. Yeah, and Michelle Wee's coming off a big win in Hawaii, so she's sort of on the
first win on American soil.
I didn't realize she's 28 years old.
No, she's
old.
She
is. I thought she was 24.
No, well,
I
think she's 24.
I remember she was 14 coming out.
I know. Well, time has gone by quickly.
She was a phenom.
She's tall.
60 Minutes to the thing on her.
She
signed a huge contract with Nike. It was. She was like the next coming, and then just didn't live up to the billing.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure. Okay, here we go. Here's our third and final trivia question: which crew cut left-handed bowler won 10 titles and passed away in the year 2001? The first 3 emails with the correct answer win a free 3-day 2-night stay at the Lighthouse Resort. Email edward@sportsecon101.com. Answer to this question: which left-handed bowler who usually had a crew cut, that's what he was known for, won 10 titles, passed away in 2001? And the reason I know this one is,
you bowled.
I bowled, but also the one big tournament that I won, 1 week later he bought the bowling alley.
Really?
And I was thinking it was all because I won the tournament. No. I'm sure that wasn't it. All right, stay tuned because when we come back, we're going to have some closing comments on Sports Econ 101.
the only bowler I can think of is Earl Anthony, but he's a right hand. Was it Earl Anthony? It was. He's a lefty.
He's lefty.
Yeah, he was a righty.
He was just a machine.
Yeah, he was. He was amazing. He was amazing. Pro bowling is still around, isn't it?
Yeah, and they're trying to get really all kinds of flair type stuff, so they kind of introduce all.
I mean, can you make a living if you're one of the better players?
If you're very, very, very good, you can do okay.
What was that movie, Kingpin, with Woody Harrelson?
Yeah,
that was hysterical. That was
Bill Murray was in it.
Bill Murray, yeah.
There was a movie.
John Goodman, I think.
John Goodman was in it, yeah.
Right as the peak of bowling
Yeah.
for me, they came out with a movie called The Dreamer. Was that any good? No.
My daughter for some reason loves to go bowling down here at this little funky lanes down here in San Rafael, which is never full.
Country Club Lanes.
Yeah, she loves the bowl. She takes the ball and goes like this.
With two hands.
Yeah, and then after about bowling half a game, she goes, I don't like this anymore. I want to go get some cotton candy. I think she really likes it because they have good cotton candy.
Cotton candy?
She loves cotton candy.
Oh, so do I.
My daughter is such a crack up. She is. Today, she went to school. She had this little science project. She and my wife made this little guinea pig maze, and it was just hysterical. It was really cute.
But she loves her dad.
Now, last night, 4 o'clock, we didn't love her. She woke us up. I'm having a nightmare.
Oh, 4 a.m.?
Yeah, and Colette, now you've woken us up. And Colette got really upset, went upstairs to get something.
Here's the story behind the swinging skirts. 5 years ago, several deep-pocketed Taiwanese golfers formed an unofficial social group. They loved the game, played at the same club, and began wearing matching clothes on their golf outings. The group started with 10 people and soon grew to 30 and then 60, including men and women. They had grand ambitions to grow the women's game in Taiwan, where golf was gaining popularity. The group became a private nonprofit organization and decided it needed a catchy name to sponsor a Taiwan LPGA event. Because golf originated in Scotland, and back when there were kilts, they wanted to honor this tradition. And so they named it the swinging skirt.
Well, tell you what, why don't we, I'll get before my thoughts for the day. We only have like a minute, so why don't you
regale the audience with
that. Okay, here we go. All right, for the last time, welcome back to Sports Econ 101. Edward Brown, your host, along with Vern Glenn. Bruce McCowan.
That looks like a strike. No, it's a spare.
It's a spare. Okay, that's the first thing we're going to do is cover this question because you got the right answer.
Yeah.
Which crew cut left-handed bowler won 10 titles, passed away in 2001?
Well, since I only know one really prominent bowler, it had to be Earl Anthony.
It had to be. Very good.
Yeah.
Now, Vern, recap for us the swinging skirts.
Before the emails come pouring in about there's 3 guys, a bunch of sexist guys swinging skirts, whatever. No, there's a story behind this LPGA name. 5 years ago, several deep-pocketed Taiwanese golfers formed an unofficial social group, which grew from 10 people to 30 and then 60, including men and women. And they wanted to bring an LPGA event to Taiwan, and they wanted a catchy name for that event. And because golf originated in Scotland, where they wore kilts, they wanted to honor that tradition, and so they named that event the Swinging Skirts. And so now, in the Bay Area, at Lake Merced Country Club, where they have the postage stamp bikini wax greens, they've got this Swinging Skirts LPGA event.
In homage to the Taiwanese, huh?
Yeah, and the Scots.
And the Scots. Yeah.
How much does the winner get?
Several $100,000 the winner. It's not a chump change purse.
LPGA is, that's next to pro tennis. I think those are the two.
I'm just glad it's back in the Bay Area because it's disappeared for a few years. Yeah. Remember they had it at Blackhawk,
right? And then
when it was the Long's Drugs, and then it became the CVS Pharmacy, and then it was gone.
Yeah.
It was off the schedule. So
we need to get a men's tournament back here.
There you go. They used to have that Olympic Club, I think. Okay, here we go. Thoughts for the day.
Oh, just a little thing called the U.S. Open.
That's what it's called. Thoughts for the day. In 1910, football teams were penalized 15 yards for an incomplete forward pass. Wow. And that's why it took a long time for the forward pass to kind of catch on.
Jeez, I can see why.
And from a complete stop, a human is capable of outrunning a Formula One race car for about 30 feet. Not bad. That surprises me.
Wow, you're waiting for the fuel to hit the fuel gauge?
I guess so.
Wow.
I don't make these things up. I just research them. Okay, tune in next week to Sports Econ 101. We're going to be discussing sports topics from a business perspective and giving away more free vacations for answering sports trivia questions. Thanks for listening. On behalf of our team, I'm your host, Edward Brown. We'll see you next week.
Good night, America.
So long.
Bye-bye. All right.
Fast show.
Guys.
Yeah.
Always
All
moves
right.
so fast.